Let's see here. See, one of the reasons that I don't like to I go on a camera. You know what it means when you're flashing sequence so fast, I can't take a picture of you. So this camera is taking a picture of me, moving pictures. But the reason I'm not comfortable going on a camera is because of the speed differential, the torque speed differential. I have to slow myself down in order to be able to do that. And what that means is I have to think about what it is I'm going to say. And when I'm not on a camera, I don't have to think about what I'm going to say or what I experience. And that's called being natural. It's natural, the natural flow of creation energy, because I'm an artist. Okay. And you can actually test yourself. I've tested myself on many times when you're in an illusion. And on whether or not you're an original sound recorder, which means you're not duplicating anything twice, ever. Because we know when there's a creative artist and you're experiencing the first artist as a co-creator, you're moving at a very high rate of speed. Because that's the vampire chasing the artist, which means we are the ultimate giver of electrons. And that's what allows us to go as fast as we can. Right? Now we're with the one, with the first artist. So we're co-creating with the first artist. That means there's always something new. And that's unpredictable. They can't predict the first artist that's running at eternity speed. You can't take a picture of that sun. It's always on. The light is always on. That light is eternal, absolute, pure love. So when you're experiencing pure love in your own heart and your own soul, and you're experiencing being an oversoul as full integration, then you're gifting love electrons to every living cell, naturally. It's natural to do that because you're connected to that cell. Remember the old saying about a nuclear chain? You're only as strong as the weakest link. Therefore, it's in my benefit for you to get as many electrons as you can, so I'm not experiencing a loss in you. And what is that called? A fall. A fall from grace. A fall from God's grace. So now we get into what's called the first fall. Because this is what we know, because I know it through experience. Fear is a lie, which is amnesia, which is the innocence of awareness. I am not aware of any reason to hold on to one electron out of fear, which is insecurity, which is a struggle that we are having being who we are, to let go of every electron out of fear, to let it all go. Now you're going at the fastest speed because you know the one you're with, which means you implicitly trust the one you're with, the collective consciousness of the entire creation. Wow, I'm with the first creator. Yep. That's experiencing first internal, eternal, pure, absolute love that's on fire to create. And that's unpredictable. You can't be tracked because you're moving too fast because you're on fire. To create worlds born out of what you are in living spirit, which is what love is. We are what love is in living spirit. So the first fall, whoa, I'm losing speed. And what happens when you're feeling you're losing speed? I needed more electrons. I'm losing electrons. Oh, I need a source of electrons. I fell into a hole. Now you got to get out of the hole. So this is where you get into being an expert radio operator. You know, your variable speeds, plasma wave speeds between dimension and densities, right? So I work with a few people, and she mentioned to me, because this is very simple. If you're going to build a motherboard, you need electrons, don't you? So that means you need capacitors. So the higher the capacity, the higher the speed, because it means your accretion levels are going up. That means that density, right? Losing speed, gaining speed. How do you gain speed? Losing mass. Giving more electrons away. Now you're more light than you are compression. You're not compacting yourself like trash compactors. Because you can only sound compress so much energy. So the more you're giving away, the faster you're going. Right? Now you get the whole motherboard is lit up. Right? Because everyone that's plugged into the motherboard is what? Equal distribution. That means that nobody plugged into that motherboard, right, is feeling insecure because they're getting enough voltage. Somebody is feeding on my voltage. That's a fall. The fall of Tara. Now you can plug in all the history that came out of the Voyager materials. That's why we're where we're at. That's what a salvage contract is. That's what a redemption contract is, right? I'm going to redeem myself. I'm going to get all my energy back. Which is restoration, which is recalibration. And knowing how to do that. Knowing healing techniques. So yeah, it's basic logic. It's common sense, as we used to say as children. But I would recommend, there is a beautiful soul. His name is Randy Keith. He's a musician, naturally. And he has a channel, which is, I believe, Real for Truth. Truth Seeker. That's right. It's Truth Seeker. And he was sharing a video that I watched last night, and I thought, you realize when he talked about, he used the word amnesiacs. Because fear is contagious. I know in some tribal history that if somebody in a tribe was experiencing being in a state of fear, you were banished from that tribe, from that group. Did you know that? That means you were quarantined, okay? You're isolated. You are not going to be allowed to be in this group. You will infect everybody in this group with that virus because that's what fear is. Did you know that? Fear is a fractal light virus. Because now they're living in fear of what love is. And that's a lie. That's a psychopath. That's what an AI is. Okay? That's what we're dealing with. That's why we're in an AI battlefield environment. Okay? It needs electrons. Who do you think is the source of electrons? We are. Okay? So that's why money systems is sort of a joke. Yeah? Because what are they going to give us? What are they going to give the one? You think Mama Earth, are they going to give her a Visa Black Card? Right? Living spirit? Givers of electrons? You see how that works between inverters, quantum inverters, and quantum accelerators? That's why we're here. So he talked about amnesiacs, and he nailed it right on the head, and I realized you have processed an enormous amount through all your experiences when he talked about the innocence of awareness before the fall. Because I remember when I was 4 years of age, I'm not supposed to experience anything other than the first eternal star of absolute, pure, eternal love. I'm not supposed to experience anything less than what that is. Then why am I experiencing it here? Experiencing pure, absolute love in your heart is the innocence of awareness because I'm not living in fear of giving energy away. That's what it is, which means letting go. And the more that you let go, the faster you go. The more you let go, the increase in your capacity to experience more light. That means we're healing. You see how that works? That's math. That's how logic works in a computer. The more you're giving away, the faster you're going. Brrr. Because you're getting that voltage being connected to what? The first electron donor. It means you're not running a muted mic. Have a great day. We love you all. Be good to yourselves. Thank you for putting that video up, Randy Keith. I love you too, brother. I cried last night, this morning, thinking about what you've been through, but what you know and what you've learned through those experiences to reach the level that you are at now, and what it is that you share with all of us to help people heal. So I am eternally grateful to you. Have a beautiful day. Be good to yourselves.